Hello and welcome to another 7 afternoon, and today the New York Army National Guard is in the house. Thanks for coming in, fellas. We'll make introductions here. This is Major General Michael Natale and Lieutenant Colonel John Harder, and Major General Natale is the Assistant Adjutant General of the New York Army National Guard,
That's
which
right.
makes him second in command of the Guard here. And Lieutenant Colonel Harder is the commander of the Recruiting and Retention Battalion for the Guard. Thanks for coming in so much. Let's make some brief introductions. General Natale, you're no stranger to Watertown.
No.
Welcome home, I should say.
Yes, thanks, John. Thanks for having us on this afternoon. So right now, we're pleased to have this discussion with you about things that are happening in the New York Army National Guard, specifically here in Northern New York. My job really is to ensure the readiness and training of about 12,000 soldiers that we have serving in the New York Army National Guard currently. We can't do anything that we do in the New York Army National Guard without our people. So that's why I brought my Recruiting and Retention Battalion commander here with me today. And we'll also be talking to two of our outstanding recruiters
waiting
from
in the wings
Northern
here.
New York.
Okay, well, let's backtrack about 1 year. And we did a story on the Ogdensburg Armory.
Sure.
And actually, if you can roll the video, and the story basically, a lot of people know that magnificent 30,000 square foot building built at a time when New York embarked on a flurry of armory building in the late 1800s and early 1900s, designed by renowned architect Isaac Perry, who designed a lot of the architects around the state, and also New York Psychiatric Center buildings as well, I believe. It was used by the Guard, but vacated in 2022 as there were some recruiting issues. It became a little more difficult.
Yes.
And so it's been sitting there, still well maintained, heated. And when we went in there with Captain Alex Hammond a year ago, we were just stunned by some of the magnificent architecture and woodwork that still exists there. But it has essentially been mothballed, as you put it, just a few moments ago. And so people have been concerned, what's going to happen to the Armory? It's such a visible part of downtown Ogdensburg. And is it just going to sit there forever, be allowed to go downhill? So a year ago, we obtained a statement from the very top guy of the Guard, Major General Mark Shields, the Adjutant General, and he said if we were able to recruit 30 soldiers within commuting distance of the Ogdensburg Armory, we could strongly consider utilizing the Armory to station an Army National Guard unit again. So that brings us up to today.
Yes.
And I turn to you fellas, and how are we doing? Are we getting anywhere close to that magic number of 30?
So the 30 number that General Shields referred to, we've exceeded that. So we're in the neighborhood of 46 for Northern New York in that demographic between St. Lawrence County and Jefferson County. I think a lot of that has been attributed to our recent partnerships that we've made with SUNY Potsdam. Sergeant Seguin, who will be talking to us here momentarily, he mans a recruiting office on the SUNY Potsdam campus. So it's just been a tremendous relationship with them, and it's helped us in getting our numbers back up in Northern New York.
Mm-hmm. Go ahead, Colonel Harder. The goal was 30, now at 46. How'd that happen?
So a lot of that is attributed to some of our new office spaces and obviously the great work ethic of the recruiters we have in the recruiting battalion that are part of their communities and embedded. One of the things that's very important to understand in terms of our success is that we put our recruiters in communities that they were raised and grew up in. So a lot of our recruiters are from the very high schools, went to the very high schools that they're recruiting out of. And the two recruiters we have here today have made a lot of inroads in the North Country. In fact, the North Country is becoming somewhat of a powerhouse for our recruitment over the last year. So I think that is something to really to be proud of. Those those applicants we get are either in community college or from high schools coming off active duty. If you're talking about the Fort Drum population, we offer all kinds of different incentives that other branches cannot. Our ability to give you full-time employment in the Watertown area is also pretty high. At the New York Mates, being a mechanic, if you come off active duty and don't want to move your family, we have all kinds of different programs for you that the New York Army National Guard offers that perhaps other services cannot. And of course, working at getting our 2 offices, which I mentioned previously in Potsdam and in Jefferson County Community College, has been absolutely pivotal to our success. So.
All right. Well, the big question, we achieved the number of 30. What happens now to the Ogdensburg Armory?
Well, the Ogdensburg Armory still serves a purpose for us, right? So it's we've used it in the past year for our state active duty missions. So you might know that we all know that New York Army National Guard and New York Air Guard assisted with the manning shortfalls caused by the strike in the Department of Corrections that happened last year. That armory served a very good purpose for us with a shortage of lodging in the Ogdensburg area. We were able to get the building, the heat turned on, get cots, have soldiers and airmen temporarily billeted there, and then they could work in the Department of Corrections facilities throughout St. Lawrence and Franklin counties based out of there. So it came in very handy for that purpose. As far as basing units in there in the future, we are achieving our numbers. We have to figure out what the most appropriate type of organization to put in that structure would be. So that's something that we're working through right now.
Okay, so is it going to happen?
Whether
is it just a matter of determining what it is?
Yes, it's determining what it is. Of course, it would be a reallocation of a unit from somewhere else. So we're kind of in the midst of figuring that out now.
Well, that's excellent news.
Yep.
So the 46 that have been recruited, will they be working out of there?
Potentially, but more than likely not until we determine. We don't know where people will be working until we determine what type of structure and what type of unit we're putting back there. But the recommendation is to obviously look at soldiers that are already in the New York Army National Guard first, that have already enlisted, that are currently serving, and look at what their MOS is and try to find a structure that is similar, so that way we can keep that there for the long term. Yeah. So that's kind of the intent, not to just put any old unit in there, but to put a unit that the community can sustain as well. But we know there's interest, and we know we have used it, as General Natale stated, for civil support operations. So again, and we haven't ceded the ground.
Well, whatever unit it is the place ready to go? Is there anything that needs to be done?
Very little needs to be done right now. So there really just needs to be cleaned out and furnished. That's about it.
How soon can something be happening?
Oh, we don't have a unit in mind just yet. So, but once we did, maybe a couple of months. But we don't have any immediate plan to reoccupy just yet.
Okay, but do you think it will happen this year?
That I can't answer. So,
okay. But you're pretty sure it
possibly.
will. You're pretty sure it will be happening.
I hope so.
Just how
Yep.
soon is the question.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, what's it going to mean to the Guard? And obviously, you don't speak for the community, but you know the impact you have on communities you are in. What do you think that will be?
Well, I mean, in terms of the local community, it means a guaranteed source of, pride for a unit that's in the local community, which is a big source of why the Guard is so popular, because, you live at home, but you're also serving your country, whether that be domestically or abroad. I think the immediate impact to the Guard will be good. I mean, you have those small town units are normally pretty close knit, and if we get it right in terms of what kind of unit it will be lasting structure there for a long period of time. So we gotta do our homework as to what type of unit it will be. But again, the impacts to the local community are great. That just to keep those doors always open at the Armory. and indefinitely.
And our currently serving soldiers they are our best referrals for
Yes.
new soldiers coming in. So
Yes.
the more of those kind of relationships that we can continue to build, it helps out the entire Guard. But smaller communities really benefit from those that are currently serving. So.
Very good. Glad to hear it. Okay, let's roll the video of what happened up at SUNY Potsdam back about a year ago, wasn't it? And this is actually the Armory and Staff Sergeant Seguin, the recruiter in the Ogdensburg or Potsdam area.
Yep.
And then here's the ribbon cutting at SUNY Potsdam for the recruiting office that you opened up there. And joining us now is Staff Sergeant Seguin, who slid in on the sly. Thanks for joining us. Thanks for joining us. Sergeant, how big an asset has the Potsdam office been for you so far?
SUNY Potsdam has been great. Being able to just be in front of people every day, being able to talk to students that attend there, faculty members, they have been very welcoming. And it's been a big asset other than having the Ogdensburg Armory, being able to work out of having that as well has been detrimental to our success up here and being able to have so many more people join.
Yeah. Now, when we took that tour of the Armory about a year ago, and you were showing me the office that you used as an office, you certainly had plenty of space to work out of there, but you were talking about how really showing potential recruits that facility was a major selling point. Was that correct?
Yes, the people, especially people right in Ogdensburg, they've never been inside of it. A lot of them obviously know where it is and they see it all the time, but a lot of them never actually seen it. And it's like, hey, you could be drilling out of here like this. You could be 5 minutes down the road from your unit. It's definitely a big factor to them. Be like, wow, like I can literally just serve my community right here in Ogdensburg. So it's been very, very awesome being able to operate and use that armory still, even though it is closed right now. So it has helped out a lot, yes.
And the history behind it, those historic pictures of it down through 140, 30 years or so, they're being a part of history, aren't they?
Yes, they are. They are.
So do you think those gleaming locker rooms upstairs, are they going to be able to use them?
I hope so. I would love to keep those. I don't think we should replace them at all. Those are awesome.
Oh, they are.
Those are really sweet.
Yeah. Okay, so all right, let's roll some more video of the JCC office, which opened more recently. And we'll slide in here. Staff Sergeant Josiah Mann, who's the recruiter for the Watertown and Fort Drum area. Sergeant Mann, thanks for joining us again. We talked to you a year ago as well, and you've been instrumental as well in this recruiting effort. Tell us how that's been going.
Yes, it's definitely been going pretty good for us up here in this area. I've been able to turn it around. So I've been able to do 21 enlistments in the 24 months. Actually, this month is when I started 2 years ago. So I've been able to get that going for the New York Army National Guard. And yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yep. One of the selling points has been a chance for a free college education too. What have been the points you've been trying to sell recruits on for signing the dotted line?
Yes, definitely. So it is a huge impact to this area to be able to serve 2 days a month and actually be able to go to school for free and be able to serve in your community as well. As many people in this area, they have concerns for the community and want to actually find a way of helping out. And this is a great opportunity for them to be able to do that.
Mm-hmm. Now, General Natali, and Colonel Harder, you were mentioning, is the New York Army National Guard like #1 in recruiting?
Yes, we are. We're the #1. I didn't mean to just cut you off.
No,
sir,
you got it.
We are the #1 recruiting and retention battalion across all 54 states and territory for the Army National Guard.
Whoa.
In terms of raw sessions and our retention. So we have a unique history. Obviously, since 9/11, of partnership with communities in New York, and the New York Army National Guard is part of everyone's local communities. You see us. I mean, even in New York City, you see us there. We've been there since 9/11, and we're your cousins, your brothers, your friends from high school. So we're very much embedded and part of it, and that speaks volumes about what we can offer our communities, as well as the type of people that are in it, like Sergeant Mann and Sergeant Seguin, who are recruiting for us in their local communities, or really really know the areas and know how to build trust, because they already have it. So
Yeah.
that's key to our success.
Yep. Guard membership now is like just under 12,000.
Just shy of
Statewide.
12,000 for New York,
Yeah.
yes.
How's that trend been going?
It's been going well. We've been in a constant growth pattern really in the last 5 years. We're the fourth largest Army National Guard in the country. Really since the days after 9/11, the National Guard, the Army National Guard, and the Air Guard continue to be instrumental to whatever the Army or the Air Force is doing overseas. So we have soldiers deployed right now. The op tempo has not let up for a requirement for the Guard to fulfill Army units overseas, and it continues to be that way. I think a lot of that purpose and service to the nation inspires our new recruits to join up. So it's not like they're just joining up and doing nothing. They really have a sense of purpose, being prepared, because it can become very real one day, and last 20 years has proven that. So,
You mentioned earlier the current assignment to a number of correctional facilities. Do you have any numbers? How many are engaged in that currently?
currently, we have just short of 3,000 employed across New York State, assisting with that effort.
And has that changed much over whatever period of time?
It really has stayed stable really for the last 6 or 8 months or so.
Okay, and do you see that being kind of open-ended? Is that going to?
Right now, the state has budgeted for another year for our presence there. So hopefully that mission will wrap up soon.
Yep.
So.
Okay, so back to the recruiting initiative you have locally, the JCC office, and there is also what's called an armory on Fort Drum.
Yep.
What is that?
So that houses one of our units, a transportation company that was formerly located in Carthage. So it was a new construction that was built on Fort Drum within the last 20 years or so, and that's what really our primary armory in Jefferson County. We also have the state maintenance facility on Fort Drum, housed on Fort Drum. That is the largest maintenance. It's our main maintenance facility for all vehicles for the New York Army National Guard. So kind of a depot level maintenance facility for us. So we always have hiring opportunities there. And one of the incentives that our recruiting battalion has is an accelerated hiring program. So if someone signs up for a job or enlists, they're really more qualified or almost guaranteed a position at that maintenance facility.
Sure. Well, you mentioned also earlier your desire to open what you were calling a storefront here locally, outside though of the one at Jefferson Community College. Sergeant Mann, you want to speak to that, or?
Yes. So the storefront would be kind of more of a stable way to actually have an inflow of people coming in to apply for the New York Army National Guard. And then the JCC office would be more of kind of that background setting of more of like gathering that student aspect, because a lot of those students are coming right through that admissions building, and as soon as they turn around, they see right there 100% tuition coverage. So many of them are obviously trying to figure out ways to pay for college. So it'll definitely be able to help on both aspects in that area of having a local area and also one on JCC.
So currently you're scoping out potential locations for that somewhere in the local community.
I mean, that is up to them. So
Well, and that is something obviously we care
Yes.
deeply about your opinion with too. But again, yes, we are looking at locations and alternative and multiple alternative locations for that in the Watertown area. Yes, and that is certainly a big thing we want to get off the ground in the next 2 to 5 years.
Gentlemen, excellent information. Is there anything that you wanted to cover that we didn't get to?
No, John,
good?
I think the recent innovations that we made with the SUNY system, I think that's really helped us in conquering our personnel shortfalls in northern New York. So
No kidding, that was pretty much a key.
Yeah.
A key to.
absolutely. So, and hopefully that gets us back into a regular drilling status in the Ogdensburg Armory.
All right.
So,
And so we've had a couple trends as well recently. So we've had 11 Bravo, which is infantry. We've had 91 Bravo, which is our mechanics. And then you also have 12 Novembers, horizontal construction engineer. And then we've also had quite a few 68 Whiskeys, which are our combat medics. So those are pretty much trending right now. Obviously, there are other ones that have been chosen. But if anyone are looking into those career fields, they are definitely good ones to get into.
I'll just add to that, sir. If you can think of a technical or even in some cases, for our Potsdam students, we're one of the few Guard states with an active Army band. So we could use musicians just as much as we can use electronic warfare specialists. So we're a very diverse force that taps into every type of skill set a local community could provide, and obviously with our sitting in those local education centers, that's very helpful to tap into that. So,
Well, I think a lot of people are very happy with what we're hearing here today. If we listen carefully, might hear some cheering from 60 miles away up in Ogdensburg. I think that's maybe going on at this moment. So,
all right.
hey, thanks to all of you for coming in.
Thanks, John.
Good
Thanks
work,
for having us.
and congratulations.
Thank you.
thank you.
Okay, thanks for watching. Catch you next time.